Howdy folks, my name's Rob. I'd like to welcome you to a little project that I'm going to build about making a portfolio website using serverless technologies. So let's start with a bit of background. I've already got a little portfolio project, robdev.ca. And so I've already got this website, and it was built using some cool technologies. It was built using Django and Docker and ECS. And these are all pretty cool technologies. And I've just decided that I'd like to actually do it again, except this time I want to build it with a serverless backend. So we're going to use a different technology stack and build the equivalent website. I'm not even going to reference the original source, which is funny because I've lost the original source. Changed computers, don't need to go there. Anyways, so yeah, we just want to rebuild this using backend serverless technologies. So let's talk about what we're going to do exactly. The main thing, well, part of this project is the backend. So what are we going to do the backend in? I'm a big fan of AWS, and we're going to target AWS. So if you want to follow along, it's going to require that you get yourself an AWS account, but after that it's a lot of inexpensive and free tools along the way. The plan is that the backend, the serverless backend, is going to be written in Node.js. In fact, we're going to use a very familiar framework called Express.js. So Express.js lets us write a very simple REST endpoint, right? The way we're going to build this and deploy this will be using the serverless framework. So we use the serverless framework to allow us to write some Express.js code, build it, deploy it. Also, the plan is, I've got some actual data here that I don't want to hard code. So we're going to store that in the back end in a database. So things like, here I've got 3 different projects. I call them portfolios. I should probably call them projects. Here are 3 different projects I worked on over the years. We need to store a title. We need to store a URL for some graphic. We need to store some text to say, here's what this project is about. Oh, and we also need to store, another URL for if the guy clicks on this, where do we go? So if he clicks on this right now, we go to a YouTube video. If he clicks here, same thing, it's a YouTube video. This is for another neat little project I did a while ago where I looked into Swift applications, but that's another set of videos. And anyways, so that's the plan. We're going to rebuild this website using serverless technologies, Node.js, Express.js, DynamoDB, S3, and for the front end, I want to do something a little different. So for the front end, I want to use what I think is a really cool front-end technology called Elm. It's this great functional language that generates JavaScript to actually do the code. So that's a bit of an experiment. We're going to write a front end using Elm, and it'll, contact my back end. Interestingly, if you wanted to write it using a different front-end technology, that should be easy peasy. So I want to try Elm, and that's what the plan of action is. So I hope you join me for this little presentation, and wish me luck, and I'll try to get this thing out as soon as I can. All right, take care.